What I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab.
And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, closer range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you.
Few clashes in boxing ignite as much excitement and argument as the imagined battle between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence "Bud" Crawford. Each fighter stands as the ultimate symbol of greatness in his own era. Fans, analysts, and boxing legends endlessly debate who would reign supreme if these two strategic geniuses ever faced off inside the ring. It's more than just a comparison of skill, it's a question of legacy. Mayweather's unmatched perfection against Crawford's dynamic adaptability and ruthless finishing instinct.
Definitely one of the greatest. He's done shit that Floyd Mayweather ain't done.
Like what?
Like what?
Audience that don't know.
He is
Two-time
a two-time undisputed champion. Floyd wasn't a one-time undisputed champion. So he has all the belts in one division and then moved up and got all the belts in another division. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of boxing.
Yes, and he beat the man.
And he beat the man. Let's give Terence Crawford his flowers because everything he said he was going to do,
he done it.
He did.
Floyd Mayweather walked away from boxing with an immaculate 50-0 record, one of the most flawless legacies the sport has ever seen. His journey was marked by dominant victories over elite champions spanning 5 different weight divisions. What truly set Mayweather apart was his almost supernatural ability to dismantle both heavy hitters and technical strategists with surgical precision.
Floyd Mayweather stopped Conor McGregor in the 10th round to improve to 50-0 in what he says will be his final fight. I actually believe him this time, Max. What's his legacy?
Well, he's one of the great pure boxers who ever lived. He has never cheated himself. He always was in condition. He had no off nights. That's why he won every fight. It's one of the reasons. Not because he's one of the best to ever do it, and because he was always prepared over a very long amateur and pro career. Amazing. Another reason is he carefully selected opponents, knew when and where and when and who to fight, and basically changed the paradigm in boxing. I'll translate. He flipped the script. I mean, really, boxing is basically, and this is just the way it is, and I'm a huge boxing fan, and I make no apologies about it, but it is fans and networks essentially exploiting fighters. That's how it works. We want to, and we demand a level of dedication and risk-taking with your health that's insane, right? Like, someone's getting their head beaten every which way, and if you quit, you don't have heart. You can't be a great fighter, which is true, by the way. It's a blood sport. And Floyd, and usually fighters wind up broke and punch drunk. And Floyd Mayweather flipped the script. He said, no, I'm not going to let the game play me. I'm going to play the game.
Terence Crawford, on the other hand, has steadily crafted one of the most complete legacies in modern boxing, rising to become an undisputed champion across multiple divisions while showcasing an unmatched ability to adjust to any opponent's style. His effortless switch-hitting, explosive power, and razor-sharp ring intelligence make him a true menace for anyone daring to face him. Crawford's reign of dominance at welterweight has pushed him into the pound-for-pound conversation, where the only shadow lingering above is that of Mayweather himself. Even seasoned fighters and boxing veterans haven't hesitated to share their thoughts on this potential clash of eras.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Terence Crawford made, that O that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game. And if he can be the man to defeat him, because remember, if Saul beats him, Terence Crawford was the first man to get all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Yes, I beat that champion. Yes, I beat the multiple division champion, and he had the O.
Oscar de la Hoya, who once stood toe-to-toe with Mayweather, recently expressed that he still views Floyd as the superior fighter, crediting his spotless record and unmatched technical brilliance for making him nearly untouchable in any head-to-head comparison. De La Hoya's stance mirrors the admiration many from boxing's old school hold for Mayweather's consistency and dominance at the sport's highest level. But across the ring of opinion stands Canelo Alvarez, who not only fought Mayweather back in 2013, but has also recently shared the stage with Crawford. Canelo stirred controversy when he boldly claimed that Crawford is far better than Mayweather, applauding Bud's sharp ring IQ, adaptability, and the quality of his latest triumphs. And coming from a man who has faced both legends under different eras, his words carry a weight that few can ignore.
I have to disagree, because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, you know, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
You faced Mayweather, what, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
Just
again,
turned 23.
yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people will say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession. You gave up the rehydration clause. And I always thought if you would have faced him, you know, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
You know, he deserved that position in that moment because, you know, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved that position in that moment. You know, I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment. But for some reason, doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights, and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way. But you know, we never gonna know. We never gonna know. And I learned what from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
Shane Mosley, another battle-tested veteran who went the full 12 rounds with Mayweather, leans toward Crawford in this dream matchup, believing that Bud's all-encompassing skill set makes him the more dangerous and complete fighter. Mosley's perspective comes from experience. Those who've shared the ring with Mayweather know his brilliance is beyond question. Yet Crawford's unpredictable angles, switch-hitting ability, and diverse arsenal present challenges that Floyd never truly had to confront.
Who you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, it's, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Shane Mosley has also made it clear that while he deeply respects Crawford's all-around talent, Floyd Mayweather is far from an easy mark. In fact, Mosley has repeatedly emphasized that Mayweather's defensive genius and unshakable discipline make him one of the most complex and frustrating enigmas the boxing world has ever seen.
I was surprised about his power. When you attack Floyd, he has a way of making you run into it and you feel the power, like a collision. But when you kind of box away from him, yes, he has power, but not like he does when you're trying to attack him. He's not weak, he's strong. Like I say, he trains hard and he does does all the things you're supposed to do as a fighter or as a champion to be the best.
Mosley faced Mayweather back in 2010 and even managed to shake him up badly in the second round. Yet, as Mosley later admitted, the moment he thought he had Floyd hurt, Mayweather recalibrated on the spot, took control, and never let him land cleanly again. That first-hand experience shaped Mosley's perspective. He admires Crawford's size, switch-hitting finesse, and offensive creativity. But he also knows from experience that Floyd possesses a rare mastery in shutting down even the most dangerous arsenals with surgical precision.
Everybody talk about Shane Cardi, but what was the issue? Shane started hesitating. Why did Shane hesitate? Because he took the best shot and he stood there, held on tight, and on top of that, made Shane feel his strength, and came back out like nothing happened the previous round.
Right.
But still stone cold.
Right.
And then Shane ends up being the one hesitating, waiting, and the fight get away from him.
I'm saying Shane hit me with a hell of a shot. Okay. Actually, 2 shots.
Oh, okay.
But even in that particular round, what I said to Shane was this. I was like,
you said something to him when you grabbed him.
I said, you gotta kill me.
Oh, shit. I wasn't ready, bro.
I said, that was a good one. I said, that was a good one, but you gotta kill me. Wow. I said, you gotta kill me. And then I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I meant it.
Andre Ward, a former champion and one of Crawford's closest friends, has passionately defended him against those who claim his achievements fall short of Mayweather's. Ward points to Crawford's adaptability, technical brilliance, and his consistent dismantling of top-tier opponents as undeniable evidence that Bud deserves to stand shoulder to shoulder with the sport's all-time greats in any legacy discussion.
Skill fighter today.
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots,
my favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud, because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this,
no.
It's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. There's a lot of guys that talk it, but until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying a guy, you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even really know what you have.
Ward has gone as far as declaring Crawford the greatest of this generation. As one of Bud's most loyal defenders, his support isn't just rooted in friendship, but in genuine respect for Crawford's unmatched resume, dominance, and adaptability. Qualities Ward believes are rare in today's boxing landscape. Following Crawford's brutal dismantling of Errol Spence Jr., Ward didn't hesitate to proclaim that Bud had rightfully earned the title of the greatest fighter of this era.
We just seen Terence Crawford create greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight. What was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
Terence Crawford, great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great, great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that. His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there, the power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another Mayweather challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we doing? Why are we still in the game?
I get it. Andre, always good to talk to you. Appreciate it.
Mayweather himself has spoken about Crawford with a blend of respect and quiet pride. He's publicly congratulated Bud for his major victories, especially the dominant performance against Errol Spence Jr. Yet he never misses the chance to remind fans of his own legendary resume and the unmatched consistency he maintained over decades at the pinnacle of the sport. True to form, Floyd continues to cast himself as the gold standard by which every other fighter must be judged. That subtle push and pull between admiration and legacy preservation feels only natural. After all, Mayweather has built his identity on being the best of his time, and the thought of a new name rising to challenge that throne is what keeps this timeless debate burning.
I didn't want them to fight. I really like both of those guys. A lot. Like, you know, I had a chance to hang around Earl. I had a chance to hang around Terence. And both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards one guy because I boxed one guy before.
It was beautiful to watch, but also tough to watch to see what happened to Errol. Obviously, you don't wish bad on, you know,
Nobody. The best man won. If I was training him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
That's just my honest opinion.
Roy Jones Jr. has been outspoken in ranking Terence Crawford at or near the very top of today's pound-for-pound hierarchy. He's praised Crawford's long-standing dominance, calling him the current king of the P4P scene with only a select few, like Naoya Inoue, coming close. Roy hasn't shied away from critiquing Mayweather's legacy either, while acknowledging Floyd's greatness and rightful place among boxing's all-time elite. He's argued that certain fighters at their peak would have posed more problems for Floyd than most people admit. When discussing Crawford in comparison to Canelo, Roy described Bud as a great small guy who has the rare ability to beat bigger, stronger opponents, subtly hinting that Crawford possesses the tools and mindset to overcome challenges even Mayweather himself once faced.
Gotta rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. It's just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get, and that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, you know, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for like pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donell. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost to nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost to nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud, no.
Tim Bradley has been bold in his stance, openly declaring that Terence Crawford would defeat a prime Floyd Mayweather. He argues that Crawford's versatility, timing, power, strength, and ability to adapt mid-fight give him the tactical advantage needed to outthink and outfight even someone as masterful as Floyd. Still, Bradley has tremendous respect for Mayweather, calling him one of his all-time favorite fighters and praising his unmatched defense, footwork, speed, and agility. Before the Canelo versus Crawford showdown, Bradley cautioned that a Canelo loss to Crawford would deeply impact the Mexican superstar's legacy in a way that losing to a naturally bigger fighter like David Benavidez might not. He emphasized that Crawford, moving up 2 weight classes and already older than most of his opponents, is taking on an extraordinary challenge. And if Canelo were to fall to him under those circumstances, the fallout would go far beyond one fight, fueling talk that Canelo might be past his prime or steering away from the toughest test.
Terence Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he would beat him. Yes, it would be a competitive fight, but Crawford, master thinker just like Floyd. the advantage that Floyd has is that he has great defense. The advantage that Crawford has is that he not only can fight orthodox, he can also he's versatile. He can switch to the southpaw stance. And we all know that Floyd don't like to fight southpaws. We know that. What happens when you have a guy just as smart as you are and able to make adjustments like Crawford? What happens when you have a guy that can hurt you with either hand? A guy that's powerful and strong like Crawford. A guy that's quick as Crawford. A guy that can fight you in the pocket. A guy that knows how to execute that Philly shell. He knows how to bust through that. He'll have enough to beat Floyd, and he'll not have enough to gain respect and hurt Floyd too. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think he'll win in close decisions. Hey, I want to know what everybody else thinks.
After his clash with Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford took aim at his critics during the post-fight press conference. He reminded everyone how, before the fight, people dismissed him, saying he was a nobody or that he couldn't possibly beat a fighter like Canelo. What can they say now? He asked confidently after conquering a man who had never tasted defeat at super middleweight. Crawford called it a defining victory, the kind that silences doubt and cements legacy. He also pointed out the obvious favoritism toward Canelo, both from sections of the media and the roaring crowd that filled the arena, yet made it clear that none of it rattled him. If anything, he said, the noise, the skepticism, and the stacked atmosphere only fueled his determination to prove every last critic wrong.
What was his power like? Have you been hit by anybody that strong before?
I've been hit harder.
No, in a real fight, not a sparring.
In a real fight. Not Avanesian, but Mean Machine hit harder than Canelo, to me. To be honest.
Terence. Congratulations.
In a recent interview, Floyd Mayweather Jr. hinted that a return to professional boxing might actually be on the horizon, especially with his exhibition bout against Mike Tyson scheduled for spring 2026. Speaking to TMZ, Mayweather admitted that while nothing is set in stone, conversations about a potential comeback have indeed taken place. He said he's feeling strong, staying sharp, and eager to deliver something unforgettable for the fans. Whether he's truly willing to put his flawless record on the line remains uncertain. But for the first time in years, Floyd has openly left that door slightly ajar, sparking new hope and speculation across the boxing world.
This is your life for so long with Floyd fighting this guy, fighting Manny, fighting Conor, and all those, you were just at the center of all these talks for so many years. It's exciting to be back there again. Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's been talks. It's possible.
Floyd's flawless genius or Bud's relentless grit, who truly wears the crown?